We're going to talk a little bit briefly in the few minutes that I have left about perspective. And that's one thing I learned this week with VBS is perspective and seeing things through the young person's eyes. And I found this online, and I know there are a lot of little comics and things like that, but we can literally, in life, spend hours disagreeing about what we see and our perspective on things. Perspective is life. Perspective is how we deal with things and how we choose to see things in life. I wanted to share one of my crafts. VBS, the last couple days I had the opportunity, this is me, by the way, in case you didn't, to do crafts with the littles. And we had to glue, we got the little piece of paper, and it probably would make more sense if I turned it the other way around, but we had this piece of paper, and then we were to glue the hands. And I glued them like that, and I said, "Oh, I already messed up. I glued my hands upside down." And Laurel said, "Just turn it the other way." Thank you so much for helping out. She did such a great job with crafts. Perspective. Perspective is an interesting thing. I want to read a few things that I found, and then close with some of Paul's perspective in Philippians chapter 4. But I've used this one before, but sometimes in life we have situations that come up, and we get frustrated with them, and we really let them get the best of us. And it causes worry, anxiety, and frustration, when if we could just change our mindset and our perspective, it would change a lot in how we view what's going on in that situation and our lives. Like, I've used the example before with the young people in class of, driving, down one of the roads, and, I'll be going the speed limit, 40 miles an hour, and then all of a sudden this car will come right up behind me, and it'll just be riding my bumper, and when it has a chance, he'll zoom around and get in front of me and just take off, and you fight your gut instinct of what you want to do. And then you change your mindset and your perspective, and you think to yourself, there must be an emergency. He must be rushing to the hospital to be with his loved one, and I need to get out of his way. Or change just anything. We have a few repairs in our home and things that we need to fix, and think about those that lost their homes in storms and tornadoes. And I'm like, at least I have a home to fix. And we think about other people without truly understanding what they're going through and the issues that they might have in life. And, maybe a little one is testing our patience. And maybe we just get frustrated and we don't know what to do, and we're just at wit's end. And then we think about a little 5-year-old who just lost his life to brain cancer. And we put things into perspective. We complain about a boss rather than being thankful for our jobs. We complain about having to mow in the heat instead of being thankful about having a yard. We can't complain about the price of gas instead of being thankful for the vehicle that we have to get us around to where we need to go. I came across this, it talks about what money can buy. This is what money can buy you. Money can buy you a bed, but it cannot get you sleep. Money can buy you a clock, but not time. Money can buy you a book, but not knowledge. Money can get you a position, but not respect. Money can get you medication, but not health. Money can provide amusement, but not happiness. It can get you obedience, but not faithfulness. It can get you a house, but not a home. If we pray for patience, does God just give us patience? Or the opportunity to be patient? If we pray for courage, does God provide us with the courage that we need, or an opportunity to be courageous? If we pray for our family to be closer and a tighter unit, does God just zap us with warm, fuzzy feelings, or provide the opportunity to love each other? I enjoy listening to people who provide advice, like I talked about this morning, that have been there, have lived it. It means more than someone that just tells you what kind of perspective to have when they have none. And they haven't been through it. And they don't know what it's like. And I think about that with the Apostle Paul. And anything I read from the Apostle Paul, I know what that man went through. I know the life that he led. I know his beginning. And I know where he ended up. And he provides some perspective in Philippians chapter 4. And he talks about in verse 8, whatever things are true, whatever things are noble, whatever things are just, whatever things are pure, whatever things are lovely, whatever things are of good report, if there's any virtue, if there's any praiseworthiness to them, meditate on these things. The things which you learned and that you received and that you heard and that you saw in me. These do, and the God of peace will be with you. Man, knowing Paul and reading those words has a huge impact and puts life in perspective. And he goes on and he talks about in whatever condition and whatever state you find yourself in to be happy with it. Whether it's prison, whether it's in hunger, whether it's in abundance, whatever state we're in, condition that we're in, have the perspective to be happy, to be joyful, and to meditate and think on these things. If there's anything we can do tonight, please come as we stand and as we sing.